Hello! I have so many exciting things to show you today. Summer's coming up and most families take most of their travel and trips during the summertime. And since we've been busy traveling the last few months in cars and planes, I wanted to share some of the tips that I've figured out work for us and hopefully they can work for you. So the first thing you start to do is to pack whenever you go out on a trip. For a long trip like we went on for Thailand, which was about 23 days we were gone, we took 5 suitcases. So we had me, my husband, my son going there, and me, my husband, and my son and my daughter coming back. And so we took 4 checked suitcases. That's us before we went to Thailand without our daughter. We just had our son, and you can see that we took 5 suitcases. 4 of them were checked, and we put pink little ribbons on them to help us find them whenever it's going along the baggage carousel after we land and we need to get our bags, and that helps it easy because a lot of people have black or blue or gray bags, and we did too. So we helped by putting a little ribbon that sticks out to us, and so we're just looking for the pink ribbon when we're checking our bags and getting our bags. We also had a little carry-on, and it was a zipped one that would stay really safe if it got thrown around in the plane, and easy to open up and zip and get things. And in that had a lot of things and everything we needed to stay overnight somewhere if something happened. We had a lot of layovers, and so that carry-on had enough changes of clothes, diapers, pull-ups, food, snacks, drinks, anything that we thought we would need that we could check on a bag. Also in the picture we just put was our blue stroller. That is about probably a $50, $60 stroller at Target, and it's just an umbrella stroller, but it's not just plastic and easy to break. It's a pretty good stroller, but it's not expensive. It's not a big jogging stroller or anything like that. And we've taken that to Mexico and back a few years ago, and it went to Thailand and back. And we just take it up to the gate and we have them put it underneath, and we get it when we get off. And so that is awesome for Jay, for our 4-year-old, who he can walk easily, but he gets tired after a while. We had, I think, 48 hours worth of flying in all, 14 hours of layover during our flights and back to Thailand. One of our flights, or 2 of our flights, because there and back, were 15 hours each. So 15 hours there and another 8 hour, and then 15 hours back and another 8 hour. And so we had layovers and we were tired. So that stroller helped a lot with Jay, our 4-year-old. Along with all the suitcases, we each had a backpack. So even Malia had a little backpack. She didn't wear it, but it just kept everything for her in one specific area that I know, oh, I need this for Malia. It's in her little backpack. Jay had a backpack as well, and so I'm going to show you those. So this is Jay's backpack that he wears. Now, it's the right size that it's not pulling him down with things in it. It's enough room to put things like books and toys and coloring and all of that we'll talk about in a minute. And it's sturdy and it's thick straps, and so we knew that he was easily going to be able to wear it if he's walking. We could put it on the back of the stroller if he was in the stroller, and had a good zipper. This has lasted us quite a few years. So this is something that he thinks is fun, but each kid had a backpack, and this was Jay's. This backpack is Malia's, so it's really small. It kept things that had a little pocket in the back that we could put things as well, and inside it fit headphones, books, all that jazz. And so good, sturdy. It lasted us all the way to Thailand and back. It was the perfect size for her to keep when she is old enough to walk around. And so we just like to buy things that we know are going to last us for a few years. And so it has a little pocket in the front, so it's great for different storage and things like that. Mark also carried a backpack, and that was a real backpack with pockets and all of that, and he could carry most of our technology, his books, his iPad, and the change of clothes was in the carry-on for him, and so he had all of our documentation, all of that. My backpack, let me get that. So this is my bag. It's a Lily Jade, so it's kind of expensive, but I got it as a birthday gift a few months ago, knowing I was going to go to Thailand, and this has been unbelievably life-saving. The pockets, the storage, all of that. One of the reasons I love this is it is a backpack, and so you can see that it has backpack, and you can also have it as a messenger and things like that, but I do keep it as a backpack because a lot of times I was carrying my daughter or carrying my son, and I needed to be able to carry a bag with me as well. So I'm thinking about doing a what's in my bag in this, because this is what's in here. We could survive a war. So I'm thinking about doing that. Give it a thumbs up below or comment below if you want to see that, because I'm thinking about doing that. I've had some questions on my Instagram about that as well. So there's my bag. It's amazing. So that's all the backpacks and bags that we use for packing and carrying on. Now let's talk about some of the things we put in our bags that helped us survive the trip. One of the things one of my best friends, Liz, made us before we went to Thailand is 2 binders for each kid. And I'm going to put some pictures of us using these. They have gotten so worn out the last few months because not only do we use them on the plane and the cars and all of that, but we use them in the hotel, and then we use them again when we got home. And so they have been worn out, but inside there were coloring sheets that pertain to your kids' interests. So Jay had a lot of planes and trains and cars and things like that. Emily had a lot of princesses. They had letters, all of that stuff. And then they also had one of these zip bags that had crayons. We're running low, and there's some out right now because we were coloring earlier. And so they just went into the binder. And so we were able to have all of our colors. There were sticker books in there. It was fantastic. And she made each kid a binder. And it saved us. Thank you, Liz. Shout out to her because it was awesome. These have been awesome. They make noise. So these may be for in the hotel. These may be for car rides. The last car ride we went on to Dallas for a shower, we used these, and each kid, we have 3 or 4 of these that we got at showers early before we went to Thailand, and they used each one for a while, and then we'll switch kid. And so I'll tell you some of the things I like about this. They make noise and they talk to them, and so they have music and all of that. But this one, for example, you can turn it on and off. There's a low volume and a high volume, but you can choose what you want. So my son is learning letters and words and numbers at school, so we were able to do words and letters. And then there's one for music, and Malia doesn't even know really English much, so we would turn that to music. And so we turn it on and it talks to them. They can turn the page, and it changes with them, and it's fun, it's colorful, and you can turn it on and off.
See you next time.
So this has been amazing. The ones that you can choose what you want is really great. Then we also have one that you just turn on and off at the back, and then when you open it, it just has music. So Jay likes this one some. He likes the other one more because it has letters. And you can move things. I know, it's annoying. I know it's annoying right now. Try having 2, but I really didn't mind it. I had my music up on the front of the car, and they were having these in the back, and they weren't arguing, they weren't yelling, they were just looking at their books. And so these may not be good for planes, and I'll show you what I would use for a plane, which I did use for a plane. This is what I would use for cars, and in the hotel you could put these in your suitcases. So these were awesome. Okay, so for planes, you need something quiet, obviously. Most of the neighbors are going to hate you. They may hate you anyways, but they can get over it. They're fine. So we brought books for Jay and Malia. So this one is a touch and feel book, and so Malia would like to touch all the pages, but it also has letters, and so we could talk to Jay about his letters, has numbers, we could read, has a lot of different colors and feels, and so this meant different needs for Jay, my 4-year-old, and Malia, my 1-year-old. And so this was a great book. It's thick, but it's really, really light, so you could put this in one of your parent backpacks or one of your kids' backpacks if it's big enough. And so here is one of the books that we used. Another one, it's an Usborne book, and That's Not My Elephant, and it has a lot of different textures inside, and this is mostly for Malia. Jay, sometimes I have him, if he is in the mood for one of these books, I'll open it and I'll say, what does this feel like? And so he'll say, oh, this is rough, this is bumpy, this is soft. Sometimes they're squishy. So these are squishy, these are smooth, this is scratchy. And so you can adapt each book for the kid, and Malia just likes touching all of it. So here's another book. It's really small. It can fit in my purse really easily, and I did put it in my purse for one of our plane rides. And then this is just a general snuggle with mom book, I'll love you forever. Because you always want some snuggles, even on a plane ride or a car ride. So this is just I Love You Forever, but it's really small, thin, it's really light. If your kids are watching movies all the time and you just think, we just need some peace and quiet time, books are always a great thing to have on hand. And it's reading, so I love reading. Here are some headphones that we got Jay. He can wear headphones and keep them on. And so these are his red headphones. We've had these for a few years. They're really squishy. They're squishy on his head and his ears, and they've lasted. They're thick. They're made of really durable material, and so we just got these off Amazon. Again, I'll link it below, and they fit into his backpack. They're small, and so they fit into his backpack, but these are some great headphones that we use with Jay, our 4-year-old. This looks like a weapon or something. It's really actually awesome, but it looks quite gadgety. Yes. So this thing, I'm going to put a picture of it in a minute, but I'm going to explain what it is first. This guy right here, I have to make sure I'm in the frame because this is so big. I feel like I'm just swinging it around everywhere. This holds our iPad in our car and connects to our headrests on the front seat, and the kids are able to watch movies. So we have an Apple TV at our house. We don't have DVDs. We buy all of our movies or rent all of our movies on our Apple TV. Having a DVD player doesn't work for us because we don't have any DVDs. We have it all on our Apple TV. So we found this on Amazon. Again, link it down below, and it holds your iPad. I'll show you a picture in a minute, but you just clip your iPad into this. So I have an iPad mini, and iPad minis fit great, but it also does normal iPads as well. So what you do is you take it and you squeeze it into here. They expand. These little locks expand, these hooks. And so then you hook this part onto your headrest in the front seat. So this part expands, and so you can do iPad mini or a regular iPad, and then these parts right here hook onto your headrest in the front. And so you do that. I'm going to put a picture of us using it. This is the kids that fallen asleep. I turned the movie off and we had some rest time because it was a 6-hour drive and we needed nap time. So the picture is there, and it shows how it's kind of clipped on, and then you can move it around and adjust it depending on which kid is watching, or if you have 2 kids. And we've had this one for a few years. It's very, very, very durable. It saves us. It's been awesome. Can't go without this crazy looking thing right here on a car ride. Sippy cups drive me up the wall and back down because you think you found an awesome sippy cup, and then you wash it one time and all the plastic's messed up and it's just leaking all over your house. And it drives me bonkers. It really does. It makes me crazy. So when you find a good cup, you gotta share. I have found 2 awesome cups that have lasted us through many, many trips. I do favor one over the other, which I'll share in a minute. So this is the first one. It's Munchkin brand. Again, I'll link them down below. They have a lot of different colors. This is the one my son's using right now, so it's kind of dirty, but it's weird how it works. And some of you may use these already and love them. I second that. We had one for each kid when we went to Thailand, and I had these in my purse in the side cup holders, and the only time it ever did seep out a little bit is when we put a little bit of Sprite in here, and the bubbles kind of made it kind of go out, but it wasn't a big explosion. So you drink out of it, and right here where this rubber meets the plastic lip is where the drink comes out, and they have to like suck out of it. It doesn't come out of this circle thing that you think it comes out of. I don't even know why that's there, but this is an awesome cup. It holds tight, it holds a lot of stuff, it's easy to handle, it's easy to clean. And so these Munchkin, I will link it down below, I don't know the exact names of these, are really, 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 really great. This cup is the most amazing cup I've ever experienced in my life, and every parent should have some of these cups. We saw a good review on these online, and so I am willing to give it a try. I just bought a couple, fell in love, and I bought 6 more. And so this is these, and then the sippy cups I just showed you are the only ones we use now. These are called replay cups. They come in a whole bunch of colors, which my kids love, and they are just plastic cups. They're made from, I think, recycled tires or something, but they are incredible. They have this little plastic part in here, but it doesn't really get that dirty, and I've never had a spill out of this. It's locked on, so there's no rubber lip anything. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. They're not expensive. Again, I'll link it below. Some of you may be able to find some in your area. I just bought mine on Amazon, but these cups have saved us. Amazing. I will use these forever. Everyone go buy some. So the next thing is our baby carriers. When we went to Thailand, we thought, oh, we have a 4-year-old. We have a stroller. They kind of said the streets are hard for strollers, but Jay's a good walker. It is what it is. He'll hold on to our hands, all that stuff. So we only took one carrier for our daughter, who is about to turn 2. So we bought a Lily Baby, I don't know if you can see that, carry-on toddler, and we got it in this little cute arrow print. And And so it was a Lily Baby carry-on Air. Is Air, definitely Air, because this one breathes really well because it's really hot in Bangkok, Thailand, where we were. Has good lumbar support, and it was great. I'll put some pictures of us using this one on the video right now, but this was amazing. The problem is we took this thinking it was going to be for our daughter, and then the first 3 days we were there, we didn't have our daughter. We just had Jay because we had to do some things before meeting our daughter while we were there. And Jay got really tired one day. We put him in the carrier and he loved it. It was so much easier going on the train, walking around the malls. This carrier, I mean, Jay weighs 40 pounds, 40 something pounds. He's 4, he's tall, he's cute. I love that kid. He's amazing. And he fit great in this. My husband was the one that carried him most of the time because he was the heavier one, but I've carried him a bunch too in Bangkok, and it was not a problem. Bangkok's just hot, so we were sweaty. We did front carry on this. We did back carry with this with our 4-year-old, and of course back carry is a little bit more comfortable, but this was amazing. So we had a kid in a toddler carrier, and we knew we were about to get a 1-year-old and needed a carrier, so we found a motherhood store in Bangkok, Thailand, and got another one. Let me get it. I kind of wish we would have gotten the Lily Baby Air one, not the carry-on Toddler Air, but the Baby Air where it's really breathable mesh, but they didn't have that in Thailand, so we got this, and it's still great. This is the Ergo carrier, and it's brown. It's just the Ergo normal carrier, and she did great in it. She's used to the heat, so she didn't sweat as much. I sweat. Everyone sweats in Bangkok if you're not used to that heat, but this was great. And so we ended up carrying both kids throughout Bangkok, one with the Lily Baby toddler and one with the Ergo baby, and both were amazing. A few more things and then we'll be done is wipes. We use at home, we use some big chunky containers of wipes. We buy them in bulk, and that's what we use. But whenever we are traveling, we do get thinner wipes. At Target, they have some even that are smaller than this. They're like this big, and they're thinner and they fit easily in my purse, and so we did buy those. These are good as well. They're not as thick. Like, we have some that are that thick. These are usually like when they're full, about maybe that thick. So these are great to have because they're thin. So go buy some thinner wipes, not the bulky kind, to put in your purse, to put in the kids' backpack, keep in your carry-on. So definitely think about the size of your wipe containers when you're traveling. Also, moms, being in a plane for 15 hours, even just a few hours, your face, oh my gosh, your pores, it's just disgusting. You get so dry and you feel gross. And so I took these simple facial wipes. I like the simple micellar water as well, and I have that, but it's a liquid and it's too big to carry, and so to carry on a plane. And so I took these face wipes, and quite a few times when I was on the plane, I would just go up to the bathroom and wash my face, brush my teeth, and it just feels so good to have a good face wipe that you can carry on. It's not a liquid, and it feels so good. And these are really gentle to the skin, so I've always used this brand. So face wipes you may use, Cetaphil, things like that. So these are good wipes. And then a good lotion. So this is the lotion I use. It's First Aid Beauty, which I have really sensitive and dry skin, and so this is really, really moisturizing, and it's sensitive to my skin. It doesn't break me out. It doesn't give me weird patches on my skin, and it's also good for hands. So this is just the Ultra Repair Cream Intense Hydration. So once I would wipe my face off with my wipe, I would put this all over my face and my hands and all over, and it just felt so good. And so if you're going for a plane ride or a long car ride, keep things to make you feel good as well, because you're gonna feel nasty after a while. One of the planes, I had milk spilled all over me from my kids, Sprite spilled all over me, water spilled all over me, food. It's just nasty. So there's that. The last thing, I don't have anything to show you, but be thinking about your kids' ears when you're flying. With a baby, you can feed the baby a bottle. If you're feeding the baby, you can do that during takeoff and landing. But with toddlers, you want to have fruit snacks. We've done Skittles before. I know, it's real healthy, but we survive. Sometimes you can do gum if your kid knows how to chew gum and not swallow gum. But anything chewy, jelly beans were good. And make it exciting to eat over and over again. So if it is, a 20-minute descent or a 10-minute ascent, then they'll be like, oh, I want more. So you're able to get that chewing going. I've also was always giving them their sippy cups to drink between chews of their chewy stuff, because that swallowing also releases their ear pressure as well. And so have those on hand. Mark had some, I had some, we each had a kid, and we were just feeding them chewy stuff and having them a drink. And so be thinking about their ears, all of that stuff. So I hope this helps. Think ahead. Let me know below if there's any videos you would like me to do based off what we did today, and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.